All right, you just saw the activity from last night where I did the inlay of the headstock with the A and the J. I'm going to go in a lot more detail on inlaying when I do the fretboard, the bass clef cat. So today we're finally going to get to doing the scarf joint and attaching the top to the rest of the neck. And I've already got it aligned and clamped down to where I want it. I thought it'd be a good idea to go ahead and put 4 screws in on the outside of where I'll be cutting away. So all the screw holes will be part of the waist. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and then we're going to get into the glue up and the clamping. Now I should add right here that the screws that I just put in are going to prevent the joint from sliding as I put pressure under it. And this is just going to make things a lot easier as I apply clamps, and I just want to make sure that I keep the exact alignment that I've already got set. So now we go back, we're going to do the glue in and clamp up. First on the agenda is make this all level with the top. So what we're going to do is take it over to the bandsaw and knock the top piece of this off, and then we're going to take a hand plane to it and make it all level, and we're going to be left with a flat topped neck blank. Let's go. So here I am cutting the excess off the side, just so I have a flat edge to ride along when I cut the excess off the top piece. Now we've got our neck blank secured to the bench, and we're going to take our antique number 6 Stanley plane to the top and make it all level. Now this is some good cardio, let me tell you. I've been at it for 27 minutes and we're almost flat. Just got a little ways to go to get rid of that ledge where the joint connects. But I'm going to go ahead and shut the video off and finish up. So here it is, progress from last night. I've got the top all flattened out. It is exactly flat with the whole of the neck blank. And here is the result of the scarf joint that we're going for, is this back tilt on the headstock. So I'm going to take another detour. It just occurred to me that now would probably be the best time to put the veneer face on the headstock, because it's going to leave a proud spot here that we're just going to go ahead and shave that off while we've got the full neck blank to work with. So I'm going to go over and get the maple that we're going to use for the cap of the main body, and we're going to shave a small piece off of that, and we're going to work with that. We're going to stick it through the drum sander and get it to the exact thickness we want. Then we're going to take it over to the laser and cut out the shape. The holes will be in the same spot and the exact same size. We're going to use those holes to line up the veneer surface, and once we get this glued on, we're going to go and we're going to chase the edges with a flush trim router bit. Okay, so this is the wood that's going to cap the guitar, and it's really important to me that I get 2 guitars out of this. So if I can get closer to show the pencil line, there it is. So this is what I'm dedicating to the base, and this is going to get book matched, which means I'm going to cut this out and I'm going to cut it down the edge. So then when I open it like a book, it's going to have a mirror image of the flames in the maple. And then over here, this is enough to get like a Telecaster size body out of. Here's my Telecaster template. Oh, I'll spill that. So, and again, you only need half of the wood because we're going to open it up. So, and then of course you leave yourself some room to play with on the ends. Alright, so you see that we've got some room to work with. I'm not necessarily making a Telecaster on the next guitar. In fact, I'm definitely not, but this is just kind of a planning factor. So this gives me this much space to work with to pick out what my veneer is going to come from. And again, here's the shape, so I got plenty of room to work with, plenty of material to work with to get the veneer out of. And showing this off. So that's what the face of the headstock is going to look like, only it's going to be gray. Yeah, so here I got stuck. So you're going to watch me struggle here for a bit. What happened was when I cut the board, the natural tension within the wood jammed the wood back together after I cut through it, and it was so tight that I couldn't back that thin saw blade out. So you see me trying to wedge things into the kerf, but it's just nothing's going in. And try going forward. So I put a hole through and forced a bit. So just the size of the wood and the angle of the saw blade, I just can't make the corner. I use this drywall knife to try to open it up. And then I get a saw and try to make it wider so I can pound these wedges into it, and that does the trick, except now I can't get the wedge out. Try different tools. This awl isn't working, so I'm going to get a chisel. And this actually does a trick. What a mess that was. I finally got this bandsaw freed up from the board that I cut. That's something that can happen sometimes when you cut a board. You're either going to relieve stress or you're going to find where it was naturally wanting to bring itself back together, and that's what happened with this cut. crammed itself together so hard that I couldn't get this bandsaw to back out of it. So I couldn't even get my card scraper to get in to wedge it wide or open. So I finally relieved some stress with the saw, and I put a wedge in there and backed it out, and then I had to knock the wedge out. You saw it all happen right there. But we're back to business. I got the piece cut that we're going to take our veneer from. I was planning on using this side, but when I turned it over, I think this side's a lot nicer. I got my fence set up. It's not a proper fence for the Shopsmith bandsaw table, but it's going to work. I got about a quarter inch space here. We're going to run the bandsaw, run the wood through the bandsaw. Then we're going to thin it down to the exact thickness we need with the drum sander. Now this is a perfect fit straight off the laser. That's why I love that machine. However, the burnt edges got to come off, so we're gonna sand those down. Right here is the part that's going to stick up. It's proud, so we're going to go ahead and shave that off. But we're going to glue up first, and all that's going to be in the next video. Let's make some progress today with this neck plank. First thing we're going to do is make it flat across the top. So what we're going to do is take it over to the bandsaw, whack this off, generally speaking, and then we're going to take a plane to it